At its core, the Scryer is a very basic, inexpensive, and low skill point unlock CV, but it doesn't mean there isn't room to grow. It starts off with no warp drive or shields, but those can be easily added in by following the instructions. There are LCDs that describe the upgrade path. Those are turned off for now because I'm going to be showing you how to do the upgrades, hands-on. So after boarding the ship, if you head to the back of the ship, you'll find yourself in the production area with 2 constructors and an open space behind here. The way to access this is very simple. We are going to retrieve one of the constructors to gain access to sides and go from there. For testing purposes, or for the purposes of this video rather, I have already prepared all the items ahead of time that I've put in the container controller, which I will link to right now. So simply retrieve the constructors and salvage or retrieve the walkways behind them. Your first upgrade should be the power generator here, which you can basically just simply retrieve for now because we'll be using it a bit later. This will turn off your ship. Then you can salvage or retrieve the LCD panel here. We will be replacing that basic generator with a larger version of it. Which will fit right in here. After that, we will be installing a pentaxid tank and gravity generator. We will need to salvage or retrieve this LCD. The pentaxid tank goes here in the PX spots and the gravity generator here. That is important because otherwise you may not have gravity at the very front of the ship. Now choose the small gravity generator, which is a 1x1, and put that here. Voila, we have our basic generator upgrade and gravity upgrade. Next up, we'll be installing a warp drive, shield booster, compact shield, as well as a auxiliary generator. So your shield generator is going to start by going here. You will have to salvage or retrieve these LCDs to put all the upgrades in. Okay, and we have filled all that area here. You can fill in those blocks, or like I normally do, just simply put the walkways back. And then put your constructors that you retrieved earlier back in place. Voila, and you will now have gravity all the way to the front of the ship. Oops, I went to God mode here. There we go, we have gravity all the way to the front of the ship. If you inverse the pentaxid and gravity generator, the front block of the ship doesn't have gravity, so you can wind up getting stuck over there. And that is the end of the basic upgrade path. This leaves you quite a bit of free CPU to do other upgrades. Most of the thrusters can be upgraded to mediums, so let's get working on that. And 4 small plasmas, because for aesthetic reasons I don't upgrade all the thrusters. Retrieve. Okay, to upgrade these to mediums, you have to salvage these blocks here, or retrieve them. Okay. These bottom thrusters, you need to salvage this block, and then the thruster behind it. Okay, voila, we have most of our upgrades done. The top thrusters here can also be upgraded to mediums. But doing that, I think it looks a little bit weird because it doesn't quite line up with the turret block anymore, but that's really your call. You can always upgrade them to plasma if you want to keep them as small thrusters. Okay, there we go. Now these little side thrusters here, if you upgrade them to medium, they just look weird because you have to remove this little block here and then the slope doesn't match. So I prefer upgrading these to plasma thrusters. I'm not retexturing them for now, but well, now. See how that would look weird if this was a medium in there? Let's pretend I didn't do that absolutely by mistake. Voila, and the same for these downward firing ones here. Go, and having upgraded all the thrusters to medium or plasmas, we are still way under CPU. We could upgrade both the constructors to advanced constructors, or upgrade the warp drive to an advanced warp drive, as well as upgrade the turrets to medium-sized turrets or medium-grade turrets. Plunk in an advanced warp drive here. Put in 2 advanced constructors instead of the large ones we previously had. And we are still well under CPU. If we wanted to add in some turbines, there's no dedicated spot for them, but they fit quite nicely on the underside here of the winglets by retrieving these blocks. go. We now have 4 basic turbines here, and doesn't even look that bad. Well, opinion, of course. Now, there are other upgrades you can do if you're like me and you love running Xeno POIs. You can upgrade your clone station here with an actual med bay, of course, and by retrieving these 2 blocks here, as well as the light up here and these 2 little blocks here, you can actually go and install yourself a full med bay. Voila, you now have a full production here and a full med bay. Makes this area a little bit darker, but not so dark as to be unusable. Plus, you usually have your suit light on anyways. If you don't have a friend to take with you or don't like the PvE areas here, you can always retrieve this and replace them with either more storage go, or an ATM or anything else you want. You can also put a repair station in there to repair your gear. I do recommend keeping the shower because that's kind of useful for dropping rads, but you can definitely get rid of the toilet here and replace that with something else to choice, and voila. After all that, you are still well under a core 1. You can even try to sneak in a turret somewhere or upgrade some of the medium thrusters to plasma. Although at this point, your thrust vectors are all pretty decent already. And that's pretty much it. You have yourselves a great day now and enjoy the ship.